Yep, it's me again. They hate us. This is why they give a fuck about us at the same time as always. I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs, they love to hate. Even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time as always, which is why they keep us relevant to this very day, and I'm back again. For today's topic of discussion, these pandering simps do not practice what they preach. And that's the reason why I'm bringing this topic to the forefront. And yes, y'all see this cringy ass image, right? A real man loves another man's child as he would his own. Who the fuck made this shit? 9 times out of 10, it was a simp. But let's just go ahead and give y'all the reality of the situation. And yeah, you hear these pandering simps like Derek Jackson and Yaya and yada 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 trying to convince men that they need to step up and be stepfathers to another man's child. And shout out to one of my supporters because this is what he said. It's funny how you got these pandering simps out here who will go even as far as to shame men of taking care of another man's child. Moreover, why are they trying to make it seem like, oh, if you're a man that don't want to take care of another man's child, but rather take care of your own children, somehow in their warped, twisted mind, that makes them less of a man? Because he doesn't want to take care of another man's responsibility? And these same retarded fuck-ass pandering simps wonder why the men ain't listening to their simp asses. Why the only support these pandering simps get is from the women, and not a single man in sight. Which is why you'll hear women in their comments talking about, oh, men need to listen to this. No, ma'am. Men don't need to listen to the bullshit. And that's all it is, bullshit. No, this is something y'all want him to listen to. But is he interested? I doubt it. In which, yes, Uncle JD will agree to that. But here's something extra. What if I told you these pandering simps don't practice what they preach? These pandering simps ain't leading by example. No, they're not. And there's a saying. There's a saying I constantly hear out here where I'm at. And I quote, "Don't do anything that I wouldn't do." Unquote. In which it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out what that means. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do. But when it comes to these pandering simps, it's something different. And there's a reason why I'm clowning these pandering simps as we speak. Because these are the main ones telling you, you're not a real man unless you take care of another man's child, or being a stepdaddy is a grown man's sport. But ask these pandering simps this one question. How many kids are they raising that are not theirs? I'll ask the question again. How many kids these pandering simps are raising that are not theirs? And fellas, this is a reason. This is the there's a reason why those pandering simps don't want to answer that question. Either they'll try to deflect, or as I'm also been hearing, they will block anyone asking them that question. But why would they have? But why would they go to such great lengths to avoid and dodge the question? I'll tell you why. Because what these pandering sims is telling to these men out here, they ain't doing it their own damn selves. Yeah, some of these pandering sims got is raising kids, but the kids they're raising are theirs. Are theirs. No, 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 no. They're not raising another man's child. They raising their child. But these are the same retarded fucks expecting you to step up and play stepdaddy to children that are not yours. But they don't want to do it their own damn selves. Then you got these pandering simps that have no children at all. Not one. And 9 times out of 10, they don't even know shit about parenting. But wants to encourage you to be a step parent. Have several seats and shut the fuck up forever. Oh, but the greatest irony of all, you got pandering simps telling men that a real man will take care of another man's child. And guess what these pandering simps are doing? They out here creating single mothers. That's right, you heard me. They're out here creating single mothers and expecting for the next man to come in and take care of their fucking seed. Fat fucking chance. And through all of this, fellas, through all of this, they want to shame you and make you feel less of a man because you refuse to take care of another man's child, which of course is not even your responsibility at all. Nope, not your responsibility, but they'll try to shame you into it. Fuck them pandering ass, simp ass motherfuckers. They don't determine, they don't determine what a real man is. In fact, any man kissing a woman's ass in the attempts to sleep with them, I don't even look at them as men. I look at them as desperate little boys. I mean, let's just keep it above 50. The vast majority of them are only doing this shit just to get into these women's pants, just to get into these women's pants, just to get them into their bed. But they expect you to do something that even they won't do. Yeah, make that retarded fuck ass logic make sense. And again, they wonder why the men ain't listening to them, only the women. And why the women believe that the men should listen, and which of course, why should they listen to a goddamn sim trying to shame them to be in a position that their asses don't want to be in. Now, fellas, ask yourself. Now, ask yourself this question, fellas. If these pandering simps ain't leading by example and not practicing what they're preaching, then why the hell should you listen? Should you listen when they telling you to do something that they won't do? Okay then. I see why Anton Daniels completely destroyed Yahya in that debate in regards to men being stepfathers, in which Anton Daniels had a point. Why would a man wants to step up and volunteer to play another man's safe game? And as Uncle JD also stated, they think it is. They think it is when in reality there is no obligations to this shit. There are no obligations. There's no sworn oaths. No nothing. If a man don't want to be a stepfather to another man's child, that's his decision, not these retarded fucks on social media. And that is that. And with that, I said what I had to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.